That's pretty good. Posing for pictures out here. Want it to be just right. Want it to be just right. Not even totally sure what just right is. Supposed to have a nice smile. Hope we got some good footage there. Good morning, Sandra Lynn. Good morning, pool player. Good morning, Jim Townsend. Good morning, Shrink Wrap. I don't even know Shrink Wrap's name. I like that, though. I kind of like that I don't know Shrink Wrap's name. Robert Patrick was watching my repeats. Well, I appreciate your dedication. Hello, Sylvia. Hello, Mouseface. Hello, Everlasting Bloom, who's already slamming the likes. Gotta make sure my coat is appropriately zippered. I get when you're going live as often as I do, and you're on camera as often as you do, Mrs. Bob, that's a good name. You get ridiculed for things. Like occasionally I'll go out and my collar will be like this, and my wife will go, "Yeah, you can't go out like that. You look like a fool." She'll say it nicer than that. But I like to describe her in a very, when I'm imitating her, I like to make my imitation very witch-like. And if I have my zipper down here, she'll go, "Hey, I gotta zipper it up at least this high." Janet, can I remember Janet? Can I remember that Shrink Wrap's name is Janet? Sandy Shepherd, thank you for sending me the heart. I so appreciate it. Good morning, Sea Dog. Excuse me. I've been up for, what time did I get up? 5:30 today. I was blissfully asleep. We had a rough night last night. I mean, I didn't really have a rough night at all. I had a great night. When I say we had a rough night, my baby Eve woke up and was screaming, and my wife was running around fussing over her and trying to get her back to sleep. When I say a rough night is, I woke up at 2:30 and go, kind of in my head was thinking, what the hell's going on here? And then I went back to sleep. It was a rough night for me. And went back to sleep, and at 5:30 she got up again, and that's when Dad was called to duty. So we got up and had our nice day. Phil says, I seem like a cool person to take mushrooms with. I don't know that I would be. I get freaked out, or I've only done that twice, and I got freaked out. Hello, J.R. Ventalamo. What's good? A lot of things good. I didn't make a bottle. I did make a bottle. I did. I forgot about that. I forgot that I made a bottle. Janet is very chatty today. Let's give Janet lots of attention, because the more we say Janet's the name, the more likely it is to remember their name. And that's something I work on. I meet a lot of people, obviously, in various professions I've had during my life. And one thing I realized about myself is it's so easy to forget somebody's name. You shake their hand, they go, "My name's Joe," and you go, "Oh, hey, nice to meet you." And then, like 10 seconds later, you're going, "What the hell's this guy's name?" And so something I like to do, and I'm purposeful on, is repeating that person's name. Instead of just saying, "Nice to meet you," say, "Nice to meet you, Joe." And if you can, use his name again in the next 20 seconds. And in a perfect world, you'd write it down in the next couple minutes. Because as soon as you write something down, it's almost like writing it down on your mind, and it helps you remember the name. And I think that's an important art, just remembering people's names. So, yeah. Janet from another planet. It is worse when it's too late to ask again. I mean, I got people out there still to this day that it's, whoa, every day it gets too late, later and later to ask again. It's embarrassing. Oh, you go, wow, no name tags. I see this person every other day. They see me on social media and they go, "Hey, kid, how's that little beautiful girl of yours doing?" I go, "Hey, she's doing great." You, and that's horrible. Good morning, Greg Affiliate Wingman. Hope is all well. It is back. Ohio Lindsay, I'm going to address that question. Ohio Lindsay said, you're back. Ohio Lindsay doesn't fully understand, I think, what I'm working on here. And a lot of you guys know I was a realtor for 17 years and went through a bunch of stuff this year and took a very part-time job at a super Target and worked there for 7 months. And during the last couple of years of real estate and the last couple of years of life, I've been working on content creation and working on developing the various social media platforms and playing around and trying different formats and different things and tweaking the formula and going live at different times. And for a long time, I was doing a morning video every day where I'd have my very first sip of coffee. And I wouldn't have an audience, and I'd talk about whatever I wanted to talk about, generally how I slept or how I was feeling. And I post those videos every day, and I'm still hanging on to going live at 8 o'clock because I do enjoy engaging with an audience. And I think the heart and soul of my content creation is the heart and soul of my content creation are my live videos. And I do other random videos where I'll be walking down the street, I'll have a thought, I'll go, hey there, and then share my random thought. Or I'll be in a store and I'll do that, or I'll have some earth-shattering thought I want to share with an audience. And but generally I'll just do it live. JR's asking me if I make good money from TikTok. It's funny you say that. I don't make 1 penny from TikTok. I don't make 1 penny from TikTok. And believe me, we'll talk about that at home. Ohio Lindsay, thank you so much for sharing the live. I've played around with a bunch of different social media platforms. And right now, over the last 2 years, I'm working on building up a TikTok audience. And I share a lot of these videos on other social media platforms that do actually pay me or reimburse me for the video content or the audience I get or what have you. But TikTok's not one of them. So we've talked. We go, why are we kind of basing the hub of our content creation here on TikTok when it doesn't actually pay me a dime? And we haven't come up with an answer with that. Other than I like the platform. And okay, here's why I'm on TikTok. I have 124 people watching right now, and that's real good. And I haven't found another social media platform that can build my audience as quickly as TikTok can, and that feels pretty good. But granted, I put a lot of time and effort and videos into this platform, and I think, I dive 2 years into any social media platform, I'll probably start building an audience there. But I like you guys. Hello, Julie from San Francisco. But hello, Radio Guy. How are you, Radio Guy? Radio Guy, are you actually on the radio? Do you have a radio show? People say I have a voice that would be good on radio. I think that's their polite way of telling me I have a face that's made for the radio. But, okay. Well, Radio Guy, hey, we got a professional. Do I have a good voice for Radio Guy? Hey, Radio Guy, thank you so much for following the creator. And I think somebody did earlier. And you have a bunch of new viewers. Okay. Well, my name's Ken Tracy. I'm 55 years old. I'm coming at you from Naperville, Illinois. And Naperville's a town just west of Chicago. And it's a town that, is always wins a lot of awards. It's a town I love. It's a town I've lived in since 2008. I grew up in the western suburbs of Chicago. I kind of had a fairly normal childhood, a normal life. But at normal, I'm realizing there isn't really a true normal. And families are all crazy, and my family was certainly no exception to that. And, so grew up in a high-energy family in the western suburbs of Chicago, went to the University of Illinois, Graduated with a finance degree in 1990. I followed my older brothers into a career as a stockbroker and did real well at that. Didn't love it. I almost felt like, to be honest, it was legalized stealing, where we always made a lot of money, but our clients weren't making a lot of money. And it was a time before the do not call list or before sexual harassment. And if you've ever seen Wolf of Wall Street or Boiler Room or Wall Street, it was a good combination of all of those. And it was a crazy time, a fun time, a time of a lot of excess and a lot of financial rewards, but a soul-sucking time. I was a realtor for 17 years, starting in 2005. Thought I'd love that, wanted to run my own business, and that was running my own business. But I think at the core of the business, I never loved real estate. You know, I love homes as much as the next guy. You know, I like rooms, I like nice furniture, I like new construction smell. But I didn't love selling real estate. And honestly, my biggest challenge was that. And I don't think you could understand this unless you've been in real estate, that everybody you met was a potential client. And whether you were at church or a ball game or a parent-teacher meeting, part of you was always advertising your real estate business. And I love people, and I'm a hugger, and I'm a, hey, how are you doing type of guy. And it just felt hard for me to be looked at as a salesman and looking at the humans I met as a potential client or a prospect. So I never felt comfortable. And about 4.5 years ago, I summarized my life, professionally, but I'd always struggled with anxiety. And hello, Cynthia Lewis. I'd always struggled with some anxiety and depression and had dark periods in my life and relationship struggles and anger issues. And I think there was an inner boy inside me crying out and screaming, hey, what about me? And I think a lot of us have that. And I certainly did. And it caused sleep issues, and it caused substance abuse issues, and I drank alcohol, beer mostly, heavily from my college days till 2 years ago when I stopped drinking. And for a long period in that time, I also smoked pot daily. And I used alcohol and pot as a way to cover up the anxiety and the struggles and the turmoil, inner turmoil I was having. And it wasn't a healthy way to deal with it. It wasn't a healthy way to deal with the struggles we have. And I think a lot of us do it. I know I'm not alone with that. We have a hard day at work. We come home, we crack a beer, and then, if you're like me, you'd crack 6 more. And that was an easy night. And I think that isn't a good way to live your life. But anyway, had lots of relationship issues, lots of struggles, been divorced and remarried a couple times. I have 4 beautiful kids, 2 older girls from my first marriage who live in Oswego with their mom, and 2 beautiful little babies that I'm fortunate to live with here in Naperville with my wife and her kids, and 2 little babies. I got a 1-year-old and a 2.5-year-old. And life's interesting, and I think life, it creates the best story of them all. And I share a little bit about life, and I share a little bit about the ups and downs, and I realize that life is not perfect, but I am blessed, and I have so much going for me, and I still have struggles. And because I share those struggles, and I'll do a video where I'll go, wow, I'm just kind of feeling sad, or I'm feeling upset, or I'm struggling. I had a argument with, I don't know, anybody, and I'll talk it through on my show, and I'll talk it through, and I'll kind of come to some better place by talking it through, and it feels good. So I enjoy this show, and I've been doing it a lot. I've been doing it for 4.5 years, and my audience kind of grows every day, and I don't know, means a lot to me. But anyway, For those that have been watching a while. For those that have been watching a while, you know it's not just a show about me talking. Thank you, Janet, for saying that. Yeah! Janet just said I'm normalizing all emotions. I started this show 4.5 years ago. I got in a fight with the woman that is now my partner in life. And we were living together, and we couldn't get along because we were both highly emotional, highly charged people. And I moved into a dark apartment, and I was at a hard place in life. And I was missing my wife, and I was missing my stepkids, and I was missing my dog, and I was missing my home. And I knew that talking about my stuff made me feel a little better. And I started doing it live on Facebook and just kind of talking about the struggles that I was having. And people started watching. And I think at one point I was getting like 5,000 viewers a week on Facebook. Yeah, 5,000 viewers a week on Facebook. And I don't know. One thing led to another, and I'm here. And I think we're all on our own journey, and we're all on our own path. And our paths, aren't all the same. And my story's not your story. And somebody out there is, I don't know, at an office right now cold calling, or somebody out there is a nurse, or somebody out there is an accountant. And it's the slow time of year, but he's getting anxious because the busy time's coming up. And my life isn't going to look like your life. But the one thing we all have in common is that we all have issues, and we all have struggles, and we all have emotions, and we all have ups and downs. And I share those on this show. But anyway, I don't only talk. I don't only share the ups and downs. What I also like to do, with all the new people that tuned in today, I should have my coffee with Ken mug. But I do not have my coffee with Ken mug. The story why I'm not using my mug today isn't that interesting, so I'm not going to share it with you. But I will share my love of coffee. And, hey, yeah, we all fail, we all fall, and we all get back up. I appreciate you saying that, radio guy. And I don't even look at it as failing anymore. I don't even look at it as failing. I just look at it as, and it's going to sound cliche, but like a learning experience. I mean, I screw up all the time. I'll be short with my wife, or short with my stepkids, or, anxious or struggling or pissed off or whatever. And, yeah, so I try and recognize that I'm not at my best place, and I don't know, try and get a little better. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, it's not just a show about me talking. It's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. With that in mind, I got a hot purple Yeti. Boy, you guys are throwing such great comments out there. Ohio Lindsay just said the hurdles are a part of that, and we come to earth and to life to learn and grow our soul. And I so believe that, Ohio Lindsay. Good morning, Brian Miller. I had somebody ask me a couple weeks ago, and again, I haven't drank or smoked pot in, it'll be 2 years tomorrow, by the way. It'll be 2 years tomorrow. I got the chills just saying that. When I didn't drink that one Friday, when I was on day one, there was no part of me that said, I'm never going to drink again. But I got on a streak, and I started feeling good, and I started sleeping better, and I started being a little calmer, and I started enjoying watching movies or going for walks. Because I struggled every day, because all I wanted to do was be cracking open my next beer. No matter where I was, I'd be having a conversation or going for a drive with my wife, and I'd be, in the back of my mind, I'd be going, crap, I hope this drive ends soon so I can get to the bar, or I can get home, or I can get to wherever and crack open that next beer. And it'll be 2 years tomorrow, so that's kind of funny. But anyway, you guys should stop talking so I can take my first sip of coffee, because this show is called Coffee with Ken. And it's a misnomer right now because we're not having coffee. All I'm doing is waving around my Yeti. So my hope is that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee or a Yeti or a mug or a glass, or you're drinking right out of the pitcher if that's the way you go. I'm excited to have my first sip, and I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee as well. Cheers to us. Oh. It is hot. That's the beauty of the Yeti. I love my mug. You know I do. When this show started, I have my own mugs. I sell merch. That's because I have a huge international business of merchandise sales and ads running, and I'm mega successful. I promise you that. Cheers to you, Cynthia. It's the pumpkin spice. Do I sell Yetis? Do I sell Yetis? If I were you, I should gotta get a logo on my Yetis. I gotta get a logo on my Yetis. I think I should. Because if I had to buy one thing of mine, I mean, I'd buy a hoodie sweatshirt right now. I'd buy a hoodie. That's what I'd buy of mine. But if I were to buy one other thing, I'd buy a Yeti with my logo on it. Because, I don't know, the Yeti's just a great thing. A great thing. Again, yeah. Sorry, I just saw a cat walking along a fence over there. I'm hesitant to say it was a black cat. I like to think it was a dark gray cat, because I am a little superstitious. By the way, my wife, who is my one employee, and honestly, she's not really an employee. She's kind of my just partner, and she enjoys a lot of the same things I do. And she was helping yesterday's show. I was talking a lot about making this better and bringing in a bigger audience. And I was feeling a little out of sorts, and I wasn't feeling like I was putting a lot of work into Coffee with Ken and these videos and creating content, but my audience always seemed kind of limited. And we talked about making things better, talked about going live less often and posting less content, and I don't know. I lasted a few hours in that, and I said, screw it, I love doing my videos and posting my content. But there's still ways to make things better. And I don't know if any of you guys are on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel, and that's honestly the channel that pays me the most money. And I was still working really hard, and I'd go, I can't work any harder at this, and I'm only getting X number of dollars and an X number of viewers. No matter how good I thought my content was or how much content I was putting out, my audience was kind of okay. And it grows every day, but it was still kind of okay. But this is going to be too back behind the scenes for you, but if you care, great. If you don't, that's okay too. Drink your coffee. But there's something called a thumbnail. So if you're flipping through YouTube, you're going to see various videos, and they're going to have various, thumbnails, which are kind of billboards for the video content itself. And I wasn't using any professionally created thumbnail or billboard for my YouTube videos. I was just using some kind of random crappy picture of me. And it didn't look good. It didn't look professional. It was exactly what it was, a random crappy picture chosen by YouTube at random of me. And it didn't look good. So my wife yesterday started playing around with it, and she's very artsy. She's good at a million different things. It's really quite amazing. But she's good at social media, and she's good at pictures, and she's good at photography, and she loves art, and she has such crazy attention to detail. Sometimes I got to rein her in and say, hey, honey, if I let you, work till you think this thumbnail is ready for the audience, I'm never going to post any videos, because you can sit there and make it the Mona Lisa if I give her enough time. So sometimes I got to rein her in a little bit and say, hey, we need to get my content out there. But anyway, she created some thumbnails for me, and I attached them to the videos I posted on YouTube, and we're seeing results immediately. And I can't tell you how excited that makes me, because it's not about the money. I mean, everyone needs to pay their bills, and I got three stepkids and 4 children of my own, so I got lots of bills. I promise you that. And let me tell you, Naperville's one of the best places to raise a family and live in the country because it is not cheap, or therefore it is not cheap. And it's certainly not cheap. So we all have financial responsibilities, but I never look at my content creating as about the money. I look at it as about delivering a message. And I think I have a worthwhile message to share, again, about emotions, about sobriety, about substance abuse, about relationships, about gambling, about raising kids, about divorce, or about drinking coffee. And the bigger the audience I bring that message to, the more good I think I'm laying on the world. Because I'll talk about how it feels to not drink alcohol after drinking alcohol every day for almost 30 years. Probably more than 30 years, but not quite every day, but almost. But anyway, so I was looking for ways. Hey, radio guy, thank you so much. I so appreciate you for hopping on and any insight you may offer now or in the future. I look at as valuable. So thank you. But it feels good. And we recognized an issue and we addressed it. We worked on it as a team. As a team, I sat there and drank coffee and kept the babies entertained while my wife was working away with the pictures and doing various stuff. But it's really neat to be able to do this with somebody that believes in me and believes in this content and has so many gifts, has so many skills like she does. And I'm fortunate for that. So anyway, I like to talk about half an hour. I'm at about half an hour right now. Ken, your wife and I are in agreement about tomorrow's live topic. We are going to make you a star. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Ohio Lindsay. I don't know what my topic is. Are you guys, you don't have to tell me. You just have to ask me the questions. Like somebody told me to sell my backstory today for anybody new that was joining, and that was a good 5 or 10 minutes of talk. It might become a future video. Probably will. A special sobriety live. Can I drink non-alcoholic beers during it? It's so fun, by the way. It's so fun being sober. I mean, if nothing else, it was like 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. And my wife asked me if we should brew up another pot of coffee. And I said, no, but I'd love one of those Beck's non-alcoholic beers. And it tasted so good. And I'm not making a commercial. Beck's doesn't pay me. It tastes so good for a guy that used to drink 6 to 8 beers a day every day. Yet I got to drink it without knowing that I wouldn't get sleepy in half an hour, or I wouldn't get buzzed, or I could drive my car, or there were just no concerns. And I lived it. I felt the worry. I felt the guilt. I sat at the bar and had 4 beers and said, hey, is it okay? Can I drive home? And I promise you, we all feel that way. Thank you, Lorraine. We all feel that way. And it's nice being able to not feel that way because, I don't know, I don't get buzzed anymore, except on caffeine. And that feels good. Captain Kenny! Welcome aboard, Captain Kenny. Wait a minute. It's November 11th, right, Captain Kenny? Or is it November 19th? Captain Kenny's birthday is coming up. And for anybody that's watching and has a birthday, let me know. I love singing happy birthday. I was always embarrassed by my voice most of my life. My singing voice, that is. Even my talking voice. And all of a sudden people started saying, hey, you got a great voice for radio. I didn't know what that meant, but here I am still talking. And now I brought that voice, those smooth, buttery lyrics or vocal tones to a vast audience. And I sing happy birthday for anybody whose birthday it is. And I think that's kind of fun. And everyone likes getting a little acknowledgement and a special happy birthday on their day. And so if anyone's birthday, hello, Nikki, is coming up, tell me on that day and make sure you're live and I'll sing happy birthday. And I do it all day. You know, if there were 10 people whose birthday it was today, I'd sing 10 happy birthdays. Yeah, morning sing. Have Ken make a quick teaser TikTok video for the celebrate. Mine was last Saturday. Lorraine, I do not do retro birthday songs. You should have been on last Saturday. I'm pretty sure I was live. I feel horrible. Happy birthday, belated birthday to you, Lorraine. Captain Kenny's birthday is November 19th. I was thinking November 11th for a moment. Please, please. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I would say on a happy last Saturday birthday. That's the 14th. All right. I'm okay. I'm going to try. A year ago, I had my husband buried. Oh, well. Yeah. I mean, that's tough to hear. And it's tough to roll into a happy birthday song with that being the backdrop for my singing. But, Lorraine, I appreciate you. And I appreciate you. Hey, Abby's dad. Thank you for joining. I always so get excited when Abby's dad is here. I get excited when Abby's dad is here. He's my sweetest fan. Well, everyone say good morning to Abby's dad. He's fallen asleep. All right. Well, I don't normally do this, but Lorraine's a longtime watcher. And, hey, well, Abby's dad, I'm glad I could provide a service. Say hi to Abby's dad. He puts on his lives when he needs a good nap. But it was Lorraine's, who's been a longtime viewer of mine. And it was her birthday on Saturday, which would be October... what is that, the 21st? Is that the 21st? Hello, Renee Cartwright. I appreciate you. Hello, Don. We're about to sing happy birthday for Lorraine, whose birthday was October 21st. There's a lot of October birthdays I've noted. In my family alone, I mean, there's many. In my family alone, my wife's is November 1st. Lorraine's is October 14th. My daughter's was... Lorraine's was October 21st. My daughter's was October 15th. I got nephews born. You know what that means. There's a lot of people getting busy in January. I love talking about getting busy. Yeah, reverse 9 months, go 9 months back. No, I don't think your son's is November 1st. Okay. Well, I'm going to sing a special. I have no candles, and I feel a little out of sorts because it's not actually her birthday, but Lorraine's a special watcher. And with that, without further ado, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Or belated birthday. Happy belated birthday, dear Lorraine. Happy birthday to you and many more. Lorraine, I really mean it. Happy birthday to you. I wish you would have hopped on last Saturday. For anybody going forward, please let me know if it's your birthday. It's funny, I dozed off to watching the Velvet Fog singing a song to Kramer on Seinfeld, Mel Torme. Big Seinfeld fan, and we go to bed at night often watching Seinfeld. And there was just a really funny... It might not be politically correct today, but it's still a funny one, and drifted off to that. But anyway, Lorraine, happy birthday. I appreciate you. I appreciate your watching for as long as you have, and I appreciate you guys all for watching and joining me on this Friday morning, this overcast Friday morning in late October. You guys mean a ton to me. One more sip of coffee. Ooh, it sloshed up and burned my upper lip. I appreciate you. I hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful night's sleep. I want to thank you guys so much for joining. And what a great way to spend your days, planting spring bulbs. There could be so many cool things, because we talk about planting seeds and a better thing growing. But if you're planting spring bulbs, there's something even cooler about that, I think. So you have a wonderful day, Lorraine. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you all. Hope you guys had a wonderful night's sleep. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you subscribe to my page or follow my page. And you're loving yourself. You're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.